Students, this is fourth video lecture from magnetism. Now in this lecture we are going to study classification of magnetic materials. You know, all materials all materials show some kind of magnetic behavior, because after all they are made up of what? Charged particles. So in every material, the atom or group of atoms, they act as magnetic dipole. And these magnetic dipoles means arrangement of these magnetic dipoles or rearrangement of these magnetic dipoles in external magnetic field. It decides the classification of magnetic materials. Now in external magnetic field, their behavior decides degree of magnetization of those materials. And you know, degree of magnetization is nothing but what? Susceptibility. So we can say based on behavior of magnetic dipoles or behavior of magnetic materials in external magnetic field, or based on permeability or susceptibility, we can classify the materials into 5 different groups. So these are, you can see, diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, ferrimagnetic and antiferromagnetic. So these are the 5 major groups in which we can classify the magnetic materials. So let us see the behavior of these magnetic materials in external magnetic field. What about their permeability and susceptibility? Okay, so let us see first now diamagnetic materials. If you see here, when applied magnetic field is 0, diamagnetic material, atoms or molecules of diamagnetic materials, they are having 0 magnetic moment. Net magnetic moment is 0 when applied magnetic field is 0. Now when applied external magnetic field is applied, these magnetic moments means there is induced magnetic moment, and that's why diamagnetic materials get slightly magnetized. They get weakly magnetized. So diamagnetic materials, when kept in external magnetic field, they get weakly magnetized. Now if you see the direction of magnetic moment here, direction of magnetic moment is in the opposite direction to that of external magnetic field. So direction of magnetization is in opposite direction to that of external magnetic field. So see, they get weakly magnetized and the directions are opposite, so they slightly repel magnetic flux lines. You can see over here, suppose this is diamagnetic material. When it is kept in external magnetic field, it get weakly magnetized. The direction of magnetization is opposite to that of direction of magnetic field, and that's why the magnetic flux lines get repelled by this diamagnetic material. Now they get weakly magnetized, degree of magnetization is less, and that's why diamagnetic susceptibility is very small and it is negative. Now you know the relation between susceptibility and permeability. Mu r is equal to 1 plus susceptibility. So if susceptibility is very small and it is negative, this chi is negative, that means relative permeability is slightly less than unity. Okay. Now see dependence of susceptibility on temperature. You can see over here, as you increase the temperature, you can see over here, this susceptibility is having negative value. It is what? Negative. Now as temperature increases, there is no change in susceptibility. So magnetic susceptibility is independent of temperature. So this is about diamagnetic materials. So which points you have to remember here? Diamagnetic materials, when kept in external magnetic field, they get weakly magnetized. Direction of magnetization is in opposite direction to that of external magnetic field. So they are having susceptibility very small and negative. Since susceptibility is very small and negative, relative permeability is slightly less than unity, and relative this magnetic susceptibility is independent of temperature. Okay, so in this graph you can see as magnetic field increases, as this H increases, magnetization increases, but it is in the opposite direction. So it get weakly magnetized and directions are opposite. Weakly magnetized, so susceptibility is very small and it is negative, right? And it is independent on temperature. So this is about diamagnetic materials. You can see the examples over here: silver, gold, bismuth, copper, etc. So this is about diamagnetic material. Now second, let us see paramagnetic materials. Now you can see here paramagnetic materials. You can get the difference between diamagnetic and paramagnetic. When applied magnetic field is equal to 0, you can see the atom or group of atoms of paramagnetic materials are having net magnetic moment. Every atom is having what? Magnetic moment, net magnetic moment. But the orientation of this magnetic moments of all atoms is random, and that's why the net magnetic moment of the material is equal to 0 when H is equal to 0. Now, when external magnetic field is applied, these magnetic moments try to align themselves in the direction of magnetic field. So slowly slightly they align themselves in the direction of magnetic field, and that's why the material gets slightly magnetized or material get weakly magnetized. So the alignment is not strong in the direction of magnetic field. It is slight, they get slightly aligned in the direction of magnetic field, and that's why the material gets weakly magnetized. So first point we can write, paramagnetic materials when kept in external magnetic field get weakly magnetized. Now second point is about direction. If you see the directions of these, direction of magnetic moment or direction of magnetization is in the same direction as that of external magnetic field. And that's why what will happen, they will slightly attract the magnetic flux lines. Both are in same direction, and that's why they will attract the magnetic flux lines. You can see over here, this is suppose paramagnetic material. It is kept in external magnetic field. So these magnetic flux lines are penetrating through this material. That means the material get weakly magnetized and it is in the same direction, and that's why the magnetic flux lines are attracted towards this paramagnetic material. Okay, now it is weakly magnetized, so obviously susceptibility is very small, and both magnetization and direction of magnetic field both are in the same direction, so susceptibility is positive. Got it all of you? So susceptibility is very small and it is positive. Now what about permeability? This susceptibility, it is very small and it is positive. That means permeability is slightly greater than unity. Is it correct? Now see the dependence on temperature. As temperature increases, initially when we applied magnetic field, these magnetic moments they try to align themselves in the direction of magnetic field, but as we increase the temperature, now again this alignment get upset and the magnetization decreases, or we can say susceptibility decreases. So as temperature increases, susceptibility decreases. So we can write chi is inversely proportional to temperature. This is actually Curie's law. So this is dependence of susceptibility on temperature. So this is all about paramagnetic materials. You can see the examples: aluminium, magnesium, calcium, sodium, lithium, etc. These are paramagnetic substances. So paramagnetic substances, they are weakly magnetized. Their directions of magnetic moment is same to that of direction of magnetic field. Susceptibility is very small and positive. Permeability is slightly greater than unity, and it depends upon temperature. Susceptibility depends upon what? Temperature. So after certain temperature, these materials may convert into diamagnetic materials because susceptibility decreases. So this is about paramagnetic materials. Now let us see the third type is ferromagnetic materials. Now here you can see when external magnetic field, applied magnetic field is 0, atoms are having net magnetic moment. So atoms of ferromagnetic materials, they are having what? Net magnetic moment. Now in ferromagnetic materials, these atoms, they form magnetic domains actually. Ferromagnetic material is made up of smaller region. You can see here ferromagnetic materials are made up of what? Smaller region. They are called as domain. And in each domain, the magnetic moments align in the same direction. You can see here in this domain, all magnetic moments are aligned in this direction. Now in this domain also magnetic moments are aligned in this direction, in this way, in this and this actually. So in all domains, magnetic moments are aligned in same direction. But different domains are having different directions. You can see over here, different domains, the magnetic moment direction is different. So net magnetic moment of ferromagnetic materials is 0 when H is equal to 0. Now when magnetic field is applied, you can see over here, when magnetic field is applied, all these domains, magnetic moments, they align themselves in the direction of magnetic field and the material get strongly magnetized. So we can say when ferromagnetic materials kept in external magnetic field get strongly magnetized. They get strongly magnetized, yes. And then the second point, what about their direction? The directions are same as that of external magnetic field. So they get strongly magnetized means what about their susceptibility? They are strongly magnetized means susceptibility must be very high, and the directions are same, that means susceptibility must be what? Positive. So you can see a susceptibility is very large, right? It is positive and it is very large. Now since both the directions are same, you can see over here, this is ferromagnetic material. It gets strongly magnetized and the direction of magnetization is same as that of direction of external magnetic field. And that's why these magnetic flux lines are attracted. It strongly attracts the magnetic flux lines. So you can see more number of flux lines are passing through the material. So there is strong attraction between magnetic flux lines towards the ferromagnetic material. Okay, so susceptibility is very large. Since susceptibility is very large, permeability is also very large. Now what about dependence on temperature? You can see here, this susceptibility is very large. You can see here, for ferromagnetic material susceptibility is very large, but as temperature increases, what will happen? Same as that of paramagnetic substance actually. As temperature increases, this is the alignment when magnetic field is applied, and now when we increase the temperature, this alignment get upset, right? So obviously magnetization decreases or susceptibility decreases. So you can see here, as temperature increases, susceptibility decreases. And from here you can see, suppose this temperature here, beyond this temperature, this ferromagnetic material behaves as what? Paramagnetic. So this ferromagnetic material is converted into what? Paramagnetic substance. So that temperature is called as Curie temperature. It is denoted by Tc. So below Curie temperature, ferromagnetic behavior is there. Above Curie temperature, their behavior is just like paramagnetic. You can see the examples: iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. So this is about ferromagnetic materials. Okay, this is third type of magnetic material. Now fourth, you can see antiferromagnetic material. Now in antiferromagnetic material, you can see over here, when magnetic field applied magnetic field is zero, atoms or molecules, they are having net magnetic moment. But you can see here, the magnetic moments of neighboring atoms, they are anti-parallel. Here it is, you can get clear here. The magnetic moments are what? You can see the neighboring magnetic moments, they are anti-parallel and they are having equal magnitude. All the magnetic moments are having what? Equal magnitude, and they are anti-parallel. So net magnetization of the material becomes zero. Right? Now when external magnetic field is applied, these magnetic moments which are anti-parallel, they try to align themselves in the direction of magnetic field, but they get slightly aligned in the direction of magnetic field, and that's why the magnetization is weak. So they get weakly magnetized. So you can see first point, in antiferromagnetic substance materials, magnetic moments are anti-parallel and equal in magnitude. So net magnetization is zero. When kept in external magnetic field, they get weakly magnetized. Okay. Now direction. What about the direction? Direction of magnetization is in same to that of external magnetic field. Directions are same. So tell me what will happen, whether they will attract the magnetic flux lines or repel. Yes, they will attract the magnetic flux lines. They get weakly magnetized. So what about their susceptibility? They are weakly magnetized. So degree of magnetization is less. So susceptibility is less, right? So magnetic susceptibility is small and positive. Small, why it is small? Because it is weakly magnetized. Why it is positive? Because the direction of magnetization is same to that of direction of applied magnetic field. So susceptibility is small and positive. What about permeability now? Permeability is also greater than unity, slightly greater than unity, because permeability is nothing but what? 1 plus susceptibility. So susceptibility is small, and that's why permeability is slightly greater than unity. Now, what is dependence of temperature? You can see here. This is, I have shown here the behavior of ferromagnetic, paramagnetic, and antiferromagnetic. So that you will get it better understanding. You can see here. Initially, you can see that the magnetic moments are anti-parallel. So when magnetic field is applied, these magnetic moments, they try to align themselves in the direction of magnetic field, right? And temperature also helps for that alignment. So as temperature increases, the magnetization and hence susceptibility increases. For these antiferromagnetic substances, susceptibility increases, but actually this is very low temperature. Now beyond this temperature, you can see here, beyond this temperature, the alignment get upset, and the material again converted into what means susceptibility decreases, and the material is converted into paramagnetic material. So this temperature is called as Néel temperature. Okay. See, for ferromagnetic substances, what we said, below above a certain temperature, ferromagnetic substances are converted into paramagnetic substances. So that temperature is called as Curie temperature. And for antiferromagnetic substances, above certain temperature, antiferromagnetic substances are converted into paramagnetic substances, and that temperature is called as Néel temperature. Okay. Now examples are chromium or manganese oxide or iron oxide. These are examples of what? Antiferromagnetic substances. So this is all about antiferromagnetic materials. And the last is ferrimagnetic materials. Ferrimagnetic, they are also called as ferrites. They are class of ferrites. So what are ferrimagnetic materials? Actually, ferrimagnetic materials, they are combination of ferromagnetic and antiferromagnetic substances. So how are they combinations of ferromagnetic and antiferromagnetic? Let us see here. You can see over here, when external magnetic field is 0, the atoms or group of atoms, they are having net magnetic moment. But if you see here carefully, the magnetic moments, they are anti-parallel. It is like antiferromagnetic substances. So this is the similarity between antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic. The magnetic moment alignments are what? Anti-parallel. But what is the difference between antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic? Magnetic moments are anti-parallel, but you can see here they are of unequal magnitude. You can see here in antiferromagnetic substances, they are anti-parallel, but they are having same magnitude. All the magnetic moments are having what? Same magnitude. But here these magnetic moments are of unequal magnitude, and therefore net magnetization is not 0. Okay, so this is just like ferromagnetic substances. Net magnetization is not equal to 0. Now when they are kept in external magnetic field, all these magnetic moments, they get strongly attracted to and strongly get magnetized. So this is just like ferromagnetic substances, and that's why I said ferrimagnetic materials are combination of antiferromagnetic and ferromagnetic materials. Okay, so you can see here magnetic moments are anti-parallel and of unequal magnitude, so atoms possess net magnetic moment. Now these are much similar to ferromagnetic materials. When kept in external magnetic field, they get strongly magnetized. So they are similar to ferromagnetic. Now they get strongly magnetized, that means susceptibility is high, right? It is very high, and same as that of ferromagnetic materials. Susceptibility decreases with increase in temperature. So same again, above Curie temperature, these materials convert into paramagnetic materials. Okay, and that's why I said these materials are combination of what? Antiferromagnetic and ferromagnetic. Now these are ceramic materials actually. Unlike ferromagnetic materials, these are not metals, these are ceramic materials. Therefore, they are good electrical insulators, means the electrical conductivity is less. So they are having both the properties now, since they are much similar to ferromagnetic. Magnetization is very high, and at the same time they are ceramic materials, they are good electrical insulators. That means eddy current losses whenever when these materials are used in electrical devices, magnetization is high, right? But at the same time eddy current losses are very low. So this is good advantage of ferrimagnetic materials. Now examples are ceramic oxide. Common example of ferrimagnetic material is actually magnetite or nickel ferrite. These act as a ferrimagnetic materials. Okay, so this is all about 5 types of magnetic materials: di, para, ferro, antiferromagnetic, and ferrimagnetic substances. Now based on this, question would be like this: explain in brief what are, either one would be asked, means either the question would be explain in brief what are diamagnetic materials, or paramagnetic material, or ferromagnetic, or antiferro, or ferrimagnetic material. So any one class would be asked, and this question would be for 4 marks. So see, actually these diagrams, all these diagrams are not expected from you. You can draw only, or even if you don't draw the diagrams and you write the correct explanation, you will get full marks. But you can draw the diagram of magnetic moment when H is equal to 0 and when magnetic field is applied, so that would be sufficient. Okay, so this is all about magnetic materials. Now this is the comparison, actually the chart which displays what, or which shows comparison of properties of magnetic materials. You can see here magnetization and applied magnetic field. For diamagnetic materials, you can now say net magnetic moment is 0. Atoms are not having magnetic moment, and as extramagnetic field increases, magnetization increases, but you can see it is negative, it is in opposite direction, and it is very slight, so slightly magnetized. Directions are opposite. Now for paramagnetic substances, as H increases, magnetization increases. Okay, it get weakly magnetized, but the directions are same. Ferromagnetic substances, you can see as H increases, it abruptly increases, magnetization strongly increases, so they get strongly magnetized. Antiferromagnetic, as H increases, yes, slightly magnetization slightly increases. Ferrimagnetic, you can see here, same as that of ferromagnetic. It is much similar to ferromagnetic materials. The magnetization is slightly less than ferromagnetic, but yes, both are similar. As H increases, it magnetization strongly increases for ferrimagnetic materials. Okay, so this would be the next question may be asked. Based on it, you will be asked to differentiate between di, para, and ferromagnetic materials. Anti and ferrimagnetic, they will not be asked, but you have to, the question would be compare the properties of di, para, and ferro, or differentiate between these 3. So this chart gives you the differentiation between di, para, and ferromagnetic substances. So the same points we have put up here. You can see effect of magnet. Diamagnetic materials, weakly repelled by magnet. Para, weakly attracted by the magnet. Ferro, strongly attracted by the magnet. Behavior under external field. They do not, yes, this is one more point actually we have not discussed over there. When magnetic field, applied magnetic field, when a magnetic field is applied, these materials get magnetized. But when magnetic field is removed, then diamagnetic materials do not preserve the magnetic properties. Para also do not preserve the magnetic properties. But ferromagnetic materials preserve the magnetic properties even after removal of extramagnetic field. Effect of temperature. For diamagnetic materials, no effect. Susceptibility is independent of temperature. With rise of temperature, it becomes what? Diamagnetic, means susceptibility decreases. Here also susceptibility decreases. Above Curie temperature, it becomes paramagnetic. Permeability. Susceptibility is small and negative, and that's why permeability is less than unity. Here permeability is slightly greater than unity. Here it is very high. Susceptibility is small and negative. Here it is greater, slightly greater than unity, positive. The susceptibility is very high. And then you can write some examples. So this is about comparison between